everyone, I'm Maddie. I'm an aspiring journalist and I'm in Brisbane, Australia right now. I feel very lucky to have been given the opportunity to sit down with Tom Gibbs for my first YouTube interview ever. Tom works as a writer and as the director of beverages at Pawn & Co, which means he designs the cocktail menu. Since Tom is currently writing a fictional autobiography that'll be called Lies I've Told, we started our conversation by talking about the meaning of stories.
I think above and beyond just being a collective memory thing, stories are physical. When you hear the story and it's recorded in your brain, that's a physical change. There are brain cells that are devoted to that and nothing else for the rest of time. So a really good story, one that stays with you, it does make that mark on your mind. And it's emotional and it's physical. Yeah.
So speaking of marks on your mind, what marks are there on your mind?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I work in hospitality, so obviously there's something wrong with me.
Okay.
I've had various battles with mental illness across my life. Anxiety, whether I'm on the spectrum or not, depression, especially, that's a big one. There are a lot of marks on my mind, as there are on everyone's. You know, we just kind of rack up the miles as we go.
And so you've dealt with anxiety, you've dealt with depression, but you've kept going, right?
Yeah.
So how do you find meaning?
You just kind of got to keep doing it. I love life. I have this drive to want to experience the entire gamut of human emotion. I don't just want a life that's fun and joyous. Misery and heartbreak and loss are all human emotions as well. And to have a full and fulfilled life, you've got to experience all of it.
And is that the thing you tell yourself to pacify yourself? This depression or this anxiety is just helping you achieve the 360-degree experience?
I have two things that I say to myself. The first is tattooed on me, "This too shall pass," which I also admittedly say to myself during the happy times. It's important to know that those happy times are going to pass so that you can enjoy holding on to them more. The second thing I say, which is not healthy, and I don't recommend this to the viewers at home, is this depression, this sadness, this anxiety is mine. If it's the end of a relationship, that heartbreak is mine, and it is the last thing that my partner left me. I worry that if I don't claim my emotions or if I reject them, then they might be lonely. I don't know. Sorry, that was a weird thought to come up.
No, that's fine.
I guess I personify them a little bit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
You personify them.
My emotions, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Well, everything, really.
What else do you personify?
Well, I mean, don't you ever get out of bed and thank the bed for...
Yes!
Yeah,
I
for
do.
being such a good bed.
Yes. I also thank my cutlery.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does such a great job.
Yes. Oh my god, it does!
Yeah.
Yes. That's so true.
Yeah.
So we're talking about viewing your emotions like characters a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And I remember you saying earlier to me that there's this whole narrative around viewing yourself as the protagonist of your own life, right? And you said to me, actually, you find meaning through viewing yourself as the side character in other people's lives.
Yeah.
So could you explain what you mean by that?
I kind of view myself through the lens of touching a lot of people's lives, maybe shallow, but maybe intensely, maybe over a short period of time or a long period of time. But I view myself and the value that I give the world through the lens of how I interact with others, not how others interact with me. I think we're, as a society, obsessed with ourselves. I definitely am. But ideally, I'd like to not be.
So, how would you like to live?
I would have an apartment in Strasbourg. I'd probably have a mid-level paying job. Maybe what I'm doing now, maybe not even, maybe just a bartender. But what I would really need to be happy would be every single day, an hour for lunch, a bottle of Loire Valley Chenin Blanc in one hand and a hunk of 28-month age Comté cheese in the other. And I would just sit by the river every single day, and I would eat my cheese, and I would drink my wine, and I would be a very happy man.
So, we've just spoken about how you would like to live. How would you like to die?
On my own terms. I have a chronic illness. Everyone's got something wrong with them, and rather than have that decision made for me by my body, I'd like to make it for myself. And we were discussing this earlier, so I know what you want me to say. My end goal is when I'm done, when I've done everything I want to do, I've achieved everything I want, and when the illness is knocking on the door, I want to put a chair on the top of a very tall building, and I want to overdose on heroin as I fall off the edge.
And so then, when you hit the floor and you die, what's going to happen? What do you think?
I don't know, but I know that I have seen and experienced things that I can't explain. So I've just got to hope that one of those things that I can't explain is waiting for me.
What are those things? Because I'm very interested in paranormal experiences and people seeing ghosts, people hearing voices. So, have you ever made a paranormal experience?
Yeah. Working in hotels around Australia that have been open for however many years, there are definitely things that you see, but everyone likes to try and explain them away. I've got one. When I was 4 years old, I was in a car crash with my dad, and I lost my dad. We went into a tree at a little over 200 k's an hour. He had a seizure behind the wheel and slammed straight into the tree. The car was completely wrecked. I was in the back seat and only 4 years old, and my head got driven between the two front seats into where they used to keep CDs, and I was pretty much completely fine. I had a tiny little scar above one eye that is still there, but I was in there for hours, and while they were working on the wreckage, trying to get us out, figure out what happened, I was trapped in complete darkness. But it wasn't complete darkness. It should have been. I was sealed in there and there was no way for any light to get in. But I have a vivid memory of a bright, pure white diamond just up here that stayed with me until they got me out.
Really?
And I would like to think that that was my dad.
You're extremely strong, and I'm very inspired by you and amazed by the fact that you love life so much despite your suffering. And I'm curious about why you think we're here. Do you think it's just coincidence, the Big Bang? Do you think it was just coincidental and then evolution did its thing, or do you think there's a greater purpose of us being here?
I don't know about greater purpose, as though there's a grand plan. I believe that the universe wants to view itself. I think that the universe tends towards observing itself. I think that whether it's conscious or not, there's something about it that needs to be seen. And I think that we are the tools that the universe uses to see itself.
What do you think about the fact, I believe Einstein said this, but I'm not 100% sure, that energy can't be created and it can't be destroyed. What do you think about that? What do you make of that? What does that mean for our lives?
I think that when we die, our energy, whether that is in the form of memories or life energy or from our soul, whatever you want to call it, I think that's passed down to the people that we love. And I don't think that as long as there's someone to inherit it, that energy is really lost. And there's always someone to inherit it. Even when every single person is gone, we'll pass it down to the planet itself.
The inheriting, what does that look like? Is that your energy leaving your physical body and moving into a different physical body?
In terms of reincarnation or something like that.
No, because you say I die.
Please don't.
I won't.
Okay.
I hope.
Good.
Say I die though. Will my energy now move into my mum's body? Because you say my energy will be inherited by the people I love. So do I just follow my mum everywhere she goes? When she goes to work, my energy will take that walk with her, and when she sits in her office, I will sit there with her, or am I actually in her body?
Earlier this year, I lost one of my really good friends. Losing him was hard. But in losing him, I cherished the memories that I had with him more. And they flew to the forefront of my mind. And the energy that he gave to me is what powered those memories to come forward and to stay forward. That pain that you get on losing someone is their energy giving you the ability to hold on to them. And it's uncomfortable. And it sucks a little bit, but would you rather forget them? Well, there you go.
So you grieving someone that you've lost is you experiencing their energy in your body.
And it becomes your energy.
Right. Interesting. That's very interesting, because I can visualize that. I can visualize that energy entering my body and sitting in my chest.
Right here?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing your perspectives on life. I've learned a lot.
Thank you so much for asking me.
Of course.
Thank you so much for your insight and your wisdom, Tom. I feel very lucky to call you my friend now. And thank you everyone for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.